Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another daily live webcast called Jenn Cast here on wifelive.com, happening Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. Today's guest is Devaney Freeman, and today is all about Focus Friday. Devaney Freeman is going to be helping us with social media, specifically about promoting our personal brands effectively and authentically online. And so make sure that you stay tuned through this entire 15 minutes. Use the hashtag JennCast. This is all about 6 points to improving your personal brand using social media. I'm your host, Jennifer Donogh. So excited for today because it's always fun to talk about personal branding, right? Something we all need help with. Every entrepreneur has a personal brand, whether you like it or not. So Devaney, I met her a while ago. She's actually from the area that I live in, and so it's always fun to see her in person and online. Devaney, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So Devaney, tell us a little bit about yourself. Who do you help and what it is that you actually do with them?
Yes. So I primarily work with women entrepreneurs, and I say that I love to work with heart-centered women, women that are out to make a difference. They've got a product or service that really is helping to enhance other people's lives. I work with service-based women, so people in coaching and any type of coaching, like personal training, health coaching, life coaching, authors, speakers, you name it. And I help them to build their buzz and boost their business by using social media to get out there and get seen online.
Very cool. And so Devaney, we're talking about 6 points to boosting your personal brand authentically, but you just got done with a video series, which you actually said you're extending. So that's very cool. And it was all about personal branding. So tell us a little bit about that video series too.
Yes. So my Social Boost video training is basically, first of all, it's 3 parts to the training. And the first one is really explaining how marketing has changed and how much a logo is no longer your brand. It's your face, and people really want to connect with that person behind the brand. So that personal branding is so important. And just kind of the mind shift and where we're at with this new social era, and kind of comparing like old traditional marketing versus what's really working now. And then I dive into some fun strategies with using Facebook ads, which is my #1 method for driving traffic and
really
there. Mm-hmm.
Wow. So you just got done with this, and so where can people find out more about it? Because like you said, you were extending it just a bit.
Yes. So if they go to socialboostseries.com, they can get access to that.
Perfect. So let's get into our top 6 ways to authentically boost your personal brand online. Your first point is knowing your ideal client.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You've got to know who you're talking to. You got to know what their interests are for you to get really personable, and also the more niche down you can get. So you really want to know, okay, is the person that I want to work with or the product or service, is this, man or a woman? What do they do for hobbies? What kind of things do they find funny? Because that's really going to help you to figure out where they're hanging out online, and it's going to help you to create your brand around that to make sure you're attracting that right person.
Makes sense. And then, so, that's one that I feel like a lot of young female entrepreneurs understand today. But maybe the next points, this is stuff that I feel like we forget. The second point, and this, we're talking again about personal brand. And a lot of your points we talk about all the time with our business, our products, our logo, our branding, that type of a thing. Your second point is to set your goals and intentions, which when you're on Twitter and on Instagram as just yourself, you don't, people are tweeting about the shows they're watching, they're tweeting about all these other things, and you're saying step back and actually think about some of the things, the bigger picture.
Yeah, definitely, because I feel like it's so intertwined. Everything that you do on the personal side is still being looked at as business. And, I mix a lot, like with my personal Facebook profile, I have a lot of entrepreneurs and people in business that are part of my network on there. And so I constantly have to think, is what I'm posting going to be in alignment with the message that I want to share, but yet I still want to be authentic and real. And so you want to make sure that you have goals set in place, like, you know, what is your goal for being online? Is it to connect and get more referral partners or power players in your business? Is it to actually get more clients or sell more products? So you want to take a step back and really look at, okay, if this is my goal, you know, what type of message am I sending out and what are my intentions for that?
I think that's a great point, especially I just feel like some days I go through social media kind of just like a zombie almost.
Yeah.
And it's good as a personal brand to have all of this stuff figured out because, like you said, we're representing our businesses today, whether your business is your personal brand or if it is a separate entity. So your third point is that your online image and voice is important.
Yes, so you need to have a great headshot. You want something that looks professional. Don't have a picture of your cat or your dog up there, although they may be super cute and probably great to share as content in your feed, but not as your profile, your personal image. And then this also needs to be consistent across the board. So being consistent with how you look with your branding and then your voice as well. So that's another exercise that we go through in the Social Boost training is figuring out what kind of personality you want to have. Like I love digging up two special traits or pet peeves. Maybe you're someone that's like addicted to Nutella and there's like a lot of people out there. I'm addicted to like froth. Like I have my frother. Like I will literally put like milk in like tea because I will like the froth, and there's like other people that love that kind of weird stuff. And that's what helps to show that real you. And so developing your voice and figuring out kind of where you stand with that is important as well.
I love that you brought that up because one of the things that I read about in, I think it was Tribes, Seth Godin, his book Tribes, highly recommend it to anyone because I think everyone has a tribe nowadays. That's what he argues. But anyway, he says something about having like your own words or your own language. And so like I was thinking about this, and if you think about it, big personal brands that we know and love, Rachel Zoe, for example, she has bananas. Bethany Frankel, if you follow her on Instagram, she's had all these pillows made up about all these different catchphrases she has. And I think that's something that you can really connect with through the community. So I love that you bring up those strange like nuances that you think, who would want to know about this? But actually a lot of people would, I'm sure. So your next point, we're on to point 4, and that is to have a compelling free offer. And I didn't know that this was still important.
Yes, it's really important. I say like maybe if you have a list of 50,000 subscribers to your newsletter, you really don't have to have a free offer. But what a free offer does is it gets people an opportunity to have a taste of what it would be like to work with you without actually having to retain your services. And so what this does is it's going to weed out and really help to identify if this person is right for you, because they can tell off the bat, like, I like this person's personality or their teaching style, or I don't. And then it also gives you an opportunity too to see that, okay, this person has gone through my training, maybe they've taken action, they've got more questions. And so it's a great process. It's time effective. And the thing is, the reason why you want to have a free offer, free gift, is because not everybody's going to see your stuff on social media. As we know, Facebook did some big algorithm changes. They're not seeing as much stuff on Facebook pages. Nobody's checking your blog every 12 hours, you know, to see when you posted something. And so your newsletter is like the best asset to your business because that's your best way of communicating. So, but not everybody just goes to online every day and say, hey, whose newsletter do I want to subscribe to today? You know, they don't do that. So you want to do that free offer to entice them and offer them value in exchange for their information.
Well, and so this is what I'm having a hard time with. What is it? What is a compelling free offer as far as what would make someone give me their email address for it?
Well, you want to think about what are people asking you for? What kind of advice? What problems are you solving for them right now? So if you can give them a mini version of maybe what you teach or what you sell and package that up. A lot of good ones are like a 5-day series. So you're giving them like an email for 5 days, got little tidbits. Maybe it's a 3-minute video from you. Maybe you put together like an ebook that's question and answer, anything. Keep it super simple. 5 tips for so-and-so, I have a local Pilates studio that I work with, and we did, 5 tips to a tighter tummy and to tune into the mind. So, and then she did a 7-minute video for that, and it works really well. So, and then people get a taste of what her personality is and what it would be like to work with her.
That's a great point. Now, the 5th point is one that I got pretty excited about because you said you get faster results with video. Is this true?
Absolutely. So videos makes a huge difference. Like if I go to networking events, people will come up to me and they'll literally give me a hug because they're like, oh my God, Devaney, I watch your videos. And they feel like they already know me because it's really the second best thing to being live in person with someone. And also another point to that is when you use YouTube, which is owned by Google, which runs the internet world, you're going to show up better online and you're going to get better SEO, search engine optimization for your website and what you're doing, and people will find you better.
Well, see, I really like that you brought that up because I've talked about that on the show before, and the idea that I follow the personal brands that I follow on YouTube. I feel like I know them. Mm-hmm. So there's one guy that I follow. He goes to, I've said this on the show a couple times, he goes to Pete's Coffee near Whole Foods in Redmond, and I know exactly where that is. And so whenever I go to Whole Foods, I'm like, okay, maybe I'll just stop in and see him. But he has no idea who I am. I feel like we should know each other by now. I'm like, but no, he would think I was a stalker. So anyway, I think that's a great point that we sometimes forget as personal brands to put ourselves out there. Your 6th and final point, Devaney, is that your new favorite platform is Instagram, which is so mine too. I love Instagram.
Instagram, you have to be real on there because it's images. They all, have to come from your phone. And I just love it because you can't have any links in there. It's really getting marketers to think outside of the box. And I feel like it's like making people be more real. There's a lot of, just chaos and crazy stuff on Facebook. And I feel like, it's just coming more and more inundated. And there's not as many people on Instagram. The market share is more available. So I think the sooner that you start to use that for your business, the better. And I just love it. It's fun.
Well, how do you use it for business? For example, I see a lot of people putting their pictures of their food up on Instagram. What are maybe just a couple ways we can use it as personal brands to promote ourselves with those big goals in mind?
Yeah. So one thing is creating custom images or posting quotes. So what I will do is I will either create custom images from a program called PicMonkey, which is like $4.99 a month. You can do that on your desktop. Or just find images from Pinterest. And then what I do is I store all of my images in Dropbox. And Dropbox syncs then to my phone. So then I can upload those to Instagram. And you kind of want to do the same thing with Facebook with, doing asking questions like, do you agree with this quote? What do you think? People love the quotes. Doing pictures of behind the scenes of your business. So maybe you're working on a writing project, take kind of like a faraway screenshot of that. Maybe you're doing some calendar planning, anything like that, a business meeting. And then another thing would be also hashtags. So looking and finding other people that are using hashtags that are...
I love hashtags on Instagram. My husband is really into Instagram too right now, but more just for fun, personal stuff. And he said that he actually doesn't even look at his feed anymore. He will just look at different hashtags and what people are posting to them.
Yep. And you can create your own hashtag. Then you can follow other hashtags that are popular. And then what I love is it easily syncs over to Twitter too. And then you can also share on Facebook as well. So I just love it. And then the 15-minute videos, those are also really key. So maybe you're creating another bigger video that's maybe a few minutes on your blog, then you can create a little 15-minute, hey, I just posted something on my website. You should go check it out. The link is on my profile and my Instagram. And then that's a way to drive traffic.
Awesome. Devaney, thank you so much for joining us today. It's been a lot of fun. It's always fun to talk to you. So tell us one more time where people can find out more about that video program that you have going on.
Yes. So Social Boost Series. So that's social and then boost, BOOST, series.com.
Perfect. And where can people find you online, including Instagram?
Instagram and Twitter, I'm at Devaney Freeman, DEVANI Freeman, and then also on Facebook at Devaney F.
Perfect. All right, Devaney. Well, again, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you. Always a pleasure.
All right, everyone. So you've been watching Devaney Freeman of DevaneyFreeman.com. Make sure that you check out her Social Boost program. It sounds fantastic. I'm really excited that she likes Instagram as much as I do. So make sure that you follow YFE at Instagram.com/YF Entrepreneur. We've got all new shows coming up Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. Next week, they're 15 minutes. Make sure that you jump in and say hi. Until then, we've got replays over on YouTube at youtube.com/YF Entrepreneur. This has been Jennifer Donogh. Have a fantastic week.